The Brute's participation in WrestleMania 15's Hell in a Cell.
That's Philadelphia, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, the Brute came down from the top of the arena on cables and helped the Undertaker to hang the Big Boss Man.
Correct.
My personal opinion is one of the most underwhelming matches because it was Hell in a Cell, the Undertaker, Big Boss Man, but the match wasn't.
I couldn't tell you. I was standing in the rafters
Was that
trying
good?
to watch it.
Yeah.
And everybody
So,
was like ants up there.
How long were you up there?
Since the beginning of the show.
Oh.
Yeah, we're up there all night basically till that match.
Okay.
Just standing on standby and gone up. Yeah, we came in. I think it was a Friday evening or Saturday morning. It was a Saturday. They go, hey, you have a rehearsal in the morning. And I don't know if it was Sunday morning. Or
You didn't know what you were doing?
No. They told us to be at the building and show up at the building, and then they had a stunt guy there with harnesses. You know, he goes, oh, this is what you're gonna do. We go, what? And like all three of us are like, what?
Did the Owen Hart accident happen already?
No, it happened the next month.
Oh, okay.
The very next month. They
Okay,
changed
so that wasn't in your...
They changed those harnesses, yeah.
Okay.
Like, was in my head after that, but
Yeah,
for sure.
I
Because, but like, I remember all three of us looking at each other like, what the flip are they talking about? You know, like, like, what? And they said, yeah, you're gonna come down from the ceiling and land on the cage, and you're gonna rip the cage up, and then you're gonna throw a rope down to the Undertaker. You're gonna hang the Big Boss Man. The cage is gonna come up. You guys go back up.
What did you think about it?
I was terrified of heights is what I first thought. Like, I was like, no flipping way am I doing this.
I would be too.
And so they go up there. We did one dry rehearsal. That's it. We go up there, and I can remember them telling them, get off the edge. We're all just like fingers locked on the beams, not wanting to let go. We're in harnesses. But, they let it go. So the harness comes down, and you got to kind of aim for the cage. It's a little offset past the cage, so you kind of got to stick a leg out to catch the cage and pull yourself in when you're going down. So that could be overwhelming and all. We get down there, but then all I could think about is Cactus Jack when he went through the cage. I mean, it was gimmicked for him to go through a cage, but not that part of the cage. So I was thinking this cage, you could fall any time through this cage, So it just seems so high. So we come down and we go through the rehearsal, and then that's it. One time, we're like, "Fuck, are we gonna do?" So that's one thing. But then now you show up and it's showtime, and you're going up there. There's people and cameras and everything. So we I remember taking a while because I don't know if it was Christian. One of them didn't want to let go. But we were like, and I know I definitely didn't want to go down. But we all went down, and it was scary. And I almost missed the cage. If you look at it, one foot comes off, and I dragged myself back in. And we're up there, and it just felt like, I don't know, every step on that cage just felt like you're going to fall through the cage.
Right.
So we get to the part where we're ripping it up. So you had to unhook your harnesses when you first land on it. So your harnesses are just hanging. You had to clip them. And then you go over there, you rip the cage up, and you drop the rope down and everything. And then you come back and you hook your harnesses back up. Mm-hmm. And you're asking, Edge and Christian are probably responsible, but I'm not that responsible of a guy hooking my own harnesses back up. I'm like, I don't trust myself. I'm like, God. Like I'm thinking like I'm surely messed this up. I'm gonna die, I'm like terrified, just terrified. So we start going up, and I see Christian. I'm looking, and Christian's he's the first one up, probably because he was like the lightest. I don't know. I don't know why he was able to get up so quick, but his hands were like almost to the beam. He was like, I could see him like the beam. And then I get up between the soundboard and the Trons at the games, where you can see the games and the teams and the stats. And then there's the sound system, all the speakers. So I'm right there, and I look down, and Edge is still halfway up, and then everything just stops. Yeah, it just stopped. Christian stopped like there. It was like slow motion stop, and then I look and I go, oh man, if this sound system comes on, I'm just gonna be blasted into the billboard. So I'm like just terrified. I look down, and Edge is just hanging down there like this, and he ends up in all the photos because he was like in Photoshop, you know what I mean? So I'm in between the speakers and the Tron or whatever that thing is, and Christian's way up there, and we're just like, crap. And they're like, hold on. And you hear him screaming down there, it's okay, it's going to be okay. I'm thinking, it's not going to be okay. Please don't let him come on and start talking on this thing or play some music. Because it was already loud in the arena. I can only imagine what it'd be like right next to close. Yeah. And like nowhere to go because the scoreboard or whatever and the Tron is right here. So I'm just like... But eventually they got a breaker blew or something, a fuse or something, and they boom got up. But I didn't really. That was just terrifying. We were just so glad it was over with. But I never went back to watch that match. I've seen clips of us coming down, but it was just nothing I wanted to re-experience, to be honest. I mean, I posted a picture not too long the other day coming down. Because it was cool, and it's cool now. But back then, I was terrified.
Did you get a good bonus for that?
You know, I think they tested our. No, I did not. People like Luna and different people, you know, they would all talk and they would tell you, "Oh, you get so much for just being in the backstage at WrestleMania, right?" And or if you do one little vignette or something, it's guaranteed this much, but like. Ours was not even that. It was like I don't even think we got one originally, and then later maybe Edge or somebody said something and talked about it, and then we got one, but it wasn't even what like Luna and them would got. Then they showed up backstage. It was just kind of weird. I think they were just testing to see what they can get away with us or seeing where our heads were, our attitude. And I'm never one to rock a boat, but I could tell you I got more of a bonus when they accidentally hung me than they did when they stuck me in from a ceiling. But I think that they all just wanted to kind of go away. That was a very graphic visual of the Big Boss Man hanging. You know.
Yeah.
Did you get took it out of advertising? I think.
Did you get any backlash for that? Because now hanging somebody is like.
I think they got backlash. We never did. I never heard personally. Or hey, you hung. Yeah, that's horrible angle. Or nobody's ever said that to me personally. But I heard that. Marketing wise and stuff, there was a lot of backlash, and they had to they didn't even advertise that match, and I probably don't even advertise it on the network. I don't even know, just because of the graphic nature and
the thing about the match is that it has a weird ending, but it also the match is very underwhelming because you expect carnage when you hear killing a cell.
It's probably take into consideration the Boss Man's wearing this whole big harness underneath the whole time. So to work in that was probably a bit of a restriction too. To not accidentally knock something loose or break that. So that was probably an awkward thing. And then I think that whole match was geared to that for that hanging, which didn't go over very well. Probably went over as good as who was it? Kane sleeping with a corpse. Who was it? That slept with the corpse.
Yeah. KDV.
It probably ranked up there, kind of in that status, But then
because that was bad taste.
But I know that it Edge and myself, and I'm not can't speak for Christian, but I know Edge and myself. It hit us hard when Owen that next pay-per-view that next month it did the harness and quick release and he passed away. We were just thinking oh God, we didn't belong up there. We're not even stuntmen, and Owen didn't belong up there, and those are just. Shoulda, couldas, and wouldas, but it was too damn late, So, so it's tragic, and so that's why I probably don't go back and view it that much or look into it or anything like that. So, because it just brings back that really that sad, horrible feeling of the day we lost Owen. Hell, I don't even like mentioning Kansas City. I don't even like to go there. I try to avoid bookings on indie shows and stuff now. Where's it at? I don't want to go. It's just something that's gonna sit with me the rest of my life. And a lot of deaths, all the deaths do, but that one in particular. Yeah.